Okay, welcome back, listeners. This is episode 5 of the Bickering Podcast. I am actually going to introduce myself this time. My name is Adam Chapman. I'm the editor, spiritual leader, I'd like to think, and demigod of the Bickering Press.
Demigod.
Yeah, that's the title I'm giving myself.
All right, next episode I'm going to be doing the introduction for Adam.
Yeah, and it's all going to be different. Yeah.
Definitely less egotistical.
A little bit, yeah. But as well, we have my regular co-host now, the international jet setter.
Yeah, I moved up a tax bracket.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting paid now for this.
Yeah, paid in company. The international jet setter, Chase Miller.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going alright, you know? It's going alright. Freezing fucking cold, but...
Yeah, it's horrible here.
Oh, god damn. I mean, it's not as bad as down south, but oh my god, the wind.
I don't know, dude. I think they might be getting snow, but snow's not really that bad as long as it's not horribly cold.
Well, snow's fun. You can build igloos, you can build snowmen. Like, all I have at the moment is I'm just cold, like, when I go to Tesco's. That's it. That's the only fun that I have. And it's not fun. It's shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure somebody somewhere is having it worse, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, people in Norway or something. It's
people
like
in Minnesota
30.
are probably laughing at us right now, but it's so cold that the wind literally causes pain in the skin on your face.
Oh, I know. Speaking of which, you ever been to Minnesota?
Well, technically, I was at an airport. I don't know if that really counts.
No, not in
Minnesota, St. Paul. But I mean, I have been there, so you know.
Yeah, I get.
You can go fuck yourself on that, but
nice airport.
Yeah, it was alright.
Lots to see and do.
I flew over obviously to get through the airport, and it looked like a pretty boring place, but
yeah,
I'm sure it's quite nice in reality.
Yeah.
Why? What were you?
No, I was just saying, yeah, the only reason I sort of know Minnesota is Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. And
Minnesota. I think we might have talked about this.
Possibly. I don't know, like, our conversations sort of get mixed into one, like, being recorded and not being recorded. And I don't know which one's which. So, unless I'm going to listen to...
It's going to get worse after a while.
Yeah, like, unless I go back and listen to our entire back catalog before we do every single podcast.
Maybe we just...
like,
record everything we talk about from now on.
Yeah, exactly. Just have it go around. Let's get an intern. Just some guy to follow us around with microphones.
Dude, actually though, because most of them don't get paid anyway.
Yeah, I know,
right?
Pretend we're far bigger than we actually are.
They'll eventually get paid.
Just walk around in like crazy ass cringy suits.
Well, yeah. All you have to do basically is like answer the phone and pretend.
Oh god.
Like maybe once every 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Just
you could just call me.
When you're stood like right next to me. Like, yeah, that'd be absolutely hilarious. So I mean, actually, yeah, there we go. There's an advert. Do you want to be our intern? And
the pay is great.
The pay is fantastic.
The company is wonderful, is what I mean.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we usually have a tea and play video games before we record these things. Yeah, you know, I have fruit pastels right now. If anybody wants some.
Well, I'm okay for now, but maybe in a bit. And, I know we had a coffee earlier, nice sandwich. That was
yeah. It's a Cow and Company.
Yeah.
When you said it at first, you said Cow and Co, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Calico.
Calico.
And then when we actually saw the shop and I saw that it was called Cow and Co, I almost remarked, "Wow, that sounds a lot like the cafe you're talking about."
And that is the absolute amazing insight you'll get hanging around with two brilliant minds. So yeah, how you been since the last episode?
Well, I've moved about 12,000 pounds of furniture down from a third floor flat.
Yep. Which
was horrible, obviously.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, life keeps on going on.
Keeps trudging towards the end. Like, the eventual sweet relief of death. Yeah. We're feeling cheery today, aren't we? Yeah, it's moving sucks. It is honestly like I think now I just want to stay where I am for the next 30 years. You know, like...
Dude, I think I told you this, but I think I've moved, like, in the last year... Well, last 2 years, I think I've moved, like, 6 or 7 times.
Oh, my God.
I think it's 6 times, technically.
Is somebody, like, following you? Like,
no,
just insanely paranoid.
Like,
it's
my parents moved, but before they could move, we had to move it into an apartment because they sold the house so quickly.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know, it's like one of those things where you sell the house really quickly, which is awesome.
Yeah,
but then you're just like, you haven't found your next house yet.
Yeah, we did that a few times.
Yeah, and so then you have to move into an apartment, and then you have to move out of the apartment, and yeah, it's like every time you're just moving tons of furniture around.
Did you ever have it like we've had it a few times where you know, again, my parents moved loads, and then we'd move into a place, and I'd get like settled there, really enjoyed, you know, my room and whatever, and we're only there for like 2-3 months, and then it's like we have to move again, and I'm just sat there going, I really like the rented house. Like, can't we just buy this one now? You know, like
I guess I didn't when we did move into that rented house for a while. I didn't really like it, but it was sort of like a nice little community they had there. Like it's essentially like surrounded by a park.
Oh, right.
So like every day you like get your coffee and sit out on a porch, and you have like a park in front of you.
Oh,
which is like the commons of the apartment complex.
Was it right? Okay, so it wasn't like sort of like the classic motel filled with divorced dads who, you know.
I don't know if you guys have these types of apartments here, but there's like
probably in like holiday places like Cornwall.
Yeah, they're more like condos, really.
Yeah. That's what I had in mind.
But it's like an apartment. I guess they are technically condos or condos. Combos. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I mean,
see, I'm just getting images of like Milhouse's dad. You know that episode, Simpsons, where he's like, oh god, so he like moves out of family home, and it's like he ends up getting this bed, which is a race car, and it's so depressing. It's like he's going home where it's like, I sleep in a race car every night, and he's like, you jealous? And it's like, I sleep in a bed next to my wife every night, and it's just like so sad. He's trying to like launch a music career. God damn, The Simpsons used to be great. Like, yeah.
That's okay. One thing I haven't figured out is, are The Simpsons numbers still good enough? Like, are their ratings still good enough to justify them, like, still making episodes? Or is it just that people don't want it to go off the air? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The Simpsons...
Because it seems like nobody watches the new stuff.
No, but then, again, maybe there's, like, a new generation of people who watch it. Or, like...
That's so sad.
I really don't know. Like,
because I have to believe Family Guy's sort of the same way right now. Like, people... Like, I don't watch Family Guy anymore. It just kind of got lame.
Yeah.
So, like, who's still... I mean, I guess I'm not.
I watch Family Guy if it's on. Like, when I'm back at home and I'm just sort of watching TV, then, yeah, if it's on, I'll put it on. But I'm not, like, going, okay, 9 o'clock on a Thursday, I have to watch Family Guy.
Yeah,
you know,
same. Like, there's no way I do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, The Simpsons could end tomorrow, and I think it'd be the biggest viewing figures for, like,
I agree,
a decade, or like 15, 20 years. Like, honestly, I mean, even the writer said after, like, season 9, that's when it went downhill. And it's like, what are they on now? Like, 26, 27? Something crazy.
It has to be close
like,
to 30.
Yeah, like, you're telling me that now they're just producing more content, which is nowhere... Like, the percentage of our content now is, like, bigger of being shit than it is good. Like,
yeah, the proportion of shit episodes that they have now is largely leaning towards the latter seasons.
But then I don't know, because like The Simpsons seems to be the only show where they could produce this much shit, and it's still not going to tarnish their legacy because the originals were so good.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it inspired like so many different, not spin-offs, but related.
Animation shows. I mean, everyone for a little bit was trying to rip off Simpsons, weren't they? You know, because it was huge. Like, that's the thing. It obviously I was like, what was I, like 5-6 years old when they were like at their peak.
Yeah.
And you know, so like the Simpsons were like the Beatles at one stage. Like the Simpsons mania was insane. But yeah, I don't know. Like I honestly tried watching one of the new episodes when I was back home for Christmas, and it was actually just like kind of uncomfortable. You know, like I was like cringing at a lot of it.
No, and that's like where I eventually got with Family Guy, where like, I don't know, just
you sort of like figured out the formula a bit too much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You figure out the formula, and like they're going too far for jokes a lot of the time because they've within their own universe they've already like hit so many jokes on so many characters that they're having to dig way too far, or having to like make very obvious jokes, or like just use the shock value too much.
See, that's the thing. I mean, South Park kind of got to that stage at one point, but then I really feel South Park brought it back. Like, once they started changing it so it wasn't just like episodic, but it was like series were sort of linking into each other, and like they had like season long storylines. Yeah. And I think South Park, because again they changed their formula. They sort of brought it back, brought something different. But I think that's the problem. Like with any comedy show, it'll go on too long, and I mean, well, British comedies, they normally do like 2-3 seasons, and then they're like, okay, that's it, that's done. Like, I guess you look at The Office, you look at Spaced, you look at In-Betweeners.
Spaced, dude. Why could they not make a third?
Well, they kind of did in like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Like it's
I guess
a Spaced formula, but in like movie form.
I think we all want
just
Daisy
different
back,
characters.
Really.
Yeah.
Has she been in anything like? Whatever, I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I've seen her about.
Jessica something.
Yeah, I've seen her about, but I can't place where.
Because she's hilarious. Like, she's better. I think she's better than Simon Pegg in that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Her acting in that show is hilarious.
I think the problem with Daisy is the more I continue with the Bickering Press, the more I start to feel like her.
Exactly.
Like it's like it's like starting to get a bit too close to home,
Mm-hmm.
Like that rant that their clubber friend goes on. Oh my god, that like hit me. I was just like, oh Jesus, he's speaking right at me right now.
What do you do, Sunflower?
Yeah,
that is your real name.
When you get off your ass and get a real job, and it's like, oh god, yeah, why don't I? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never watched The American Office. Really, did that stay good? Because that had like 10 seasons, didn't it?
Well, I think most people would say that the first 4 seasons, 4 or 5, are pretty good. Mainly like the first 3 before Jim and Pam got married.
Oh, really? Does it get
or before they started like dating and getting married and stuff.
See, because that's where the British one ended, was Dawn and Tim.
But that's the thing, is like The Office in America was so huge that they could not just end that show, with them getting together. And then eventually like Steve Carell left. Oh. And then you had like Will Ferrell come in and be the boss, like.
Oh God! Really?
Like
I didn't even know that. Like.
Yeah, those are like the death throes of a TV show.
I guess it's a bit different in America because obviously you have so many more people than in England. Mm-hmm. That like just by the law of averages, the numbers you'll get tuning into that channel are still going to be huge.
Yeah, and it was on NBC, right? It's like
yeah, exactly. So like, whereas in England it's kind of like, 6 million, and you're like, okay, cool. And then, like, as soon as it starts dropping down, because especially with like digital TV and Netflix and whatever, there's just not enough people to sort of fill the quota as such, So I think, English shows sort of need to, I don't know, strike the iron while it's hot, and then get the fuck out of Dodge. That's it. It's. But then, I don't know. I do always think there are. The other day I watched David Brent, Life on the Road. That was Ricky Gervais writing character David Brent without Stephen Merchant.
Right.
Who I actually think Stephen Merchant, when writing the UK office, was sort of, I don't know, he stopped it getting out of hand. He stopped, and he was sort of like, I might be completely wrong, I don't know how the writing process works, but there was just something missing from this film, where it was kind of like, again, as you said, like some of the jokes were a bit too obvious, and it was kind of like a bit too played up, and yeah, that was the thing. I did kind of watched that film, and then I just went, should have left it, because now it kind of does feel like I don't really need to be told what happened to David Brent 15 years later, and like. Yeah, it did. It left a bitter taste.
Rather than the show just ending.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why do they do that? Is it really just all money?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I wonder.
It's just so, like, I don't know. It just seems like they do that with, like, literally everything anymore.
But there's a way...
It's such a hackneyed point to even make.
But there's a way you can capitalize on it with it still not sort of interfering. You know, like, Breaking Bad, the way that ended, perfect. I don't need to know what happened to, you know, his son or his wife with all that money. Like, no need. But the way they broke away from that with Better Call Saul, brilliant. Mm-hmm. It's phenomenal. It's like a whole new storyline based in the same universe, obviously, with like hints at what's going to happen. And I just think it's like, that's the way you do it. You know.
But I guess that being said, like, people also dread the dreaded spin-off too.
Oh yeah.
You know,
like Joey.
Yeah. That's also like the butt of a joke too. Is it's like,
God, that was awful.
They can get those things horribly wrong too, where they think like one character can sustain it, and it's like, no.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, exactly. I mean, Joey. I'm not the biggest fan of Friends, but like, Joey in Friends was, you know, little bits here and there. It's sort of what you needed. I mean, the only thing you have to look at is when Joey and Rachel. You know, when he was, like, infatuated with Rachel? Mm-hmm. That was, like, one of the least popular storylines in Friends, like, ever. Mm-hmm. And someone went, nah, more Joey. It's like, God damn. You know, like... But then, at the end of the day, they probably made quite a bit of money off it. You know, like... It slandered their career, but they probably made money off it. So, as you were saying, yeah, it must just be money that keeps...
He's in a lot of shows and makes a lot of appearances now. I think he has a show.
He does, yeah. It's called Episodes.
It's called Episodes?
Yeah, it's actually quite funny. It's him playing him. Like Matt LeBlanc playing Matt LeBlanc. Yeah. And it's really funny. Like, there's one episode where he's trying to, like, reunite with the cast of Friends, and, like, the only person he gets is the guy who plays Gunther. and I think that's hilarious, because, like, everyone else went on to do these amazing things. And it sort of does take jibes at his own, the Joey spin-off and stuff. And
I haven't heard of that, but there's another one, like, on CBS that just looks like absolute garbage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because he's the host of Top Gear now in the UK.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, that's where I sort of know him. That's what I know he's doing.
How's that going?
Oh, well... I mean...
How can you like, disassociate the fan base with Jeremy Clarkson?
Especially when Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May just... start the exact same show but on Amazon with a bigger budget and more extreme things, you know?
Yeah.
And then you got sort of Top Gear trying to ride the reputation. It's just going nowhere.
So do they keep, like, the rights to Stig and stuff like that?
Yeah, on Top Gear. They do, but not on...
So, like, Grand Tour can't, like, have
Grand
Stig.
Tour can't do that, and they can't put the celeb in a reasonably priced car or whatever. Star in a reasonable...
No, like, they can seriously copyright something like that?
Oh, yeah, because it's integral.
That's really
It's
weird.
integral to the show, apparently. But, I mean, the thing they can't copyright is free guys... Yeah, it's like free guys talking about cars in certain
maybe
ways.
One day. That's what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. But, no, I know the first season was dog shit of the new Top Gear. Because they had a guy called Chris Evans, and he was just abysmal.
Not Chris Evans.
No,
Captain America.
No. This is Chris Evans, ginger British bloke, and he was just like overly excited. He was kind of trying to replicate what Clarkson was doing, but terribly. And yeah, like he like left the show after a few episodes, or he got fired or something. Like the complaints were huge, and this was before the Grand Tour had come out. So there was all this like teasing and whatever, like of this new show from Clarkson, Hammond and May.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know. Again, it must have just been money. Someone went, we could probably make a bit of money out of this. Let's keep Top Gear going. You know, we don't need those three who have become iconic on the show for like, 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
have you seen Grand Tour?
Yeah.
Is it funny?
Yeah. I mean,
is it good?
It's kind of like my favorite episodes of Top Gear were always the sort of like specials, you know, like the Garner special and stuff like that.
Yeah, the only ones I ever watched were like the ones where they actually had to like get from Bangkok to like some other city, like an island in the ocean.
Yeah,
like those are the best. Those are the best episodes.
So I mean, they have elements of that because obviously they're like being sent around the world all the time, like so, you know, they did like stuff for the winter. Winter Olympics like a few years back where like they were doing like ski jumping in cars and stuff. And
I remember.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just Top Gear with so much more money behind it, you know, just like, fuck the BBC, like, this is Amazon, you know, like, one of the biggest companies in the world just chucking money at these three men to go and do whatever in cars, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much Top Gear, but without the Stig and without, you know, whatever, the Top Gear track. Which really weren't that integral parts of a show. We're like thinking about it, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, it really is those three.
Yeah.
Kind of bitching at each other is the best part of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, the cars, obviously.
Yeah. No, I'm not really a petrol head sort of guy.
I wasn't really a big fan of that show, as I said.
Yeah.
I was really just watching the tour episodes.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. I was trying to travel vicariously through that. So, you know, like.
I'm sure that's what I was doing also, honestly.
Yeah.
Trapped in like my college apartment.
Yeah, I know. Well, God, speaking of which, that's quite a nice segue onto our next thing that I want to talk about. So, obviously, the dental update right now is I am on antibiotics, which are making me feel like pure dog shit. Like, it is like waking up with a hangover every single day. It's just grim. But that's got me sort of wanderlusting. Is that a word?
Lusting for wander?
Yeah, it's sort of. So, I've been watching a load of shit about Mount Everest.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but I'm fucking fascinated by it. Like, so we were talking about this a few weeks ago when I was saying, like, the bodies on Everest, like, there's some sort of, like, weird poetic beauty to it, you know, the way they're just sort of, like, left there on the mountain, and it was these people
completely preserved.
Yeah, and it was, like, these people, like, pushing themselves to the absolute limit. But now I'm like, oh, dude, like, I'm obsessed. Like, I'm genuinely watching documentaries about Everest and how people climb and the equipment they need and all this stuff.
And people remember he hasn't read the book Into Thin Air.
Yeah, I know. Well, exactly. I need to fucking buy that.
Gosh, man.
But it's, like...
It's so good.
I know. I'll buy it this week.
Okay. But he watched the movie Everest. It's like,
oh, yeah, I watched that last night. It was sick. Yeah, you know, so I'm just lying in my bed.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just watching these people climb mountains, and they're like, yeah, you know, I got a headache, and, you know, I can't breathe, and I'm lethargic, and I'm getting cramps, and I'm like, dude, I feel you. I'm in the exact same situation right now. Like, it's like, yeah, your oxygen sort of goes down quite a lot, and I'm just there vaping, like, yeah, I'm not getting a lot of oxygen either, you know, like, but, yeah, like,
what is, like, is that what it is, where they're almost like trophies to human passion or something like that?
Yeah.
What is it that gets you so much?
This is
because I don't share that at all. I think it's interesting, but like.
Well, I think obviously Everest, like they say, Everest isn't the hardest mountain to climb technically. But
like I know. No.
Yeah. No, I do. Good old Lake District, like. But it's sort of got that allure about it, you know.
Right.
It is.
It is. You know,
it's on top of the world, and it's such a select group that have done that. And have got to that level that it just draws people in. Plus, the thing that I find so fascinating is once you get past 8,000 feet, you enter what they call the death zone, where there is 1/3 of the oxygen needed to sustain human life, pretty much. No, 1/3 of the oxygen at sea level. But it means that your body is technically dying. Like when you're up in that zone, and these people like they start hallucinating, they start losing their mind. Like there's a load of conditions that can happen where like the brain starts swelling and people are just like completely losing their shit. You know, like one guy who like went up there and got this like brain swelling thing. He thought he was like in a park in New Zealand and his wife was next to him. And there's so many stories of people like camped up there who say that there was 2 of them climbing, and then like when they were in this cave, they felt like other people were there, and they were like handing them like oxygen and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like the fact that can happen to the human brain just sort of like naturally, you know, without the help with multiple chemicals or DMT or whatever, you know, or maybe it is DMT. Brain swells and all that shit's coming out. Like, but yeah, man, it is so fascinating, and it's just I think the thing I find most crazy about it is just how unpredictable it all is. Like you get these people who climb up it like, so that's the thing. Each expedition, they have guys with them called Sherpas.
Right.
Who are, like, native to that area, and they're sort of like guides to, for the rich Westerners who are going up there. And some people have, like, climbed the summit, like, over 10 times. Yeah, some like, I think it was in 1996 was the one that Everest, the film, is based on.
Yeah.
And it was one night, and they got caught in a storm, and, like, 11...
It's a disaster.
Yeah, what was it, like, 8 people or something? 8 or 11
I think it's
people.
more than that.
8 or 11 people died in one night, and it's just like, oh my god. And these were, like 2 of the people who died were, what were they called? There was Rob Hall, and...
Something Ford, right?
No, that was a different one. Oh god, this is actually quite disrespectful to whatever. Fuck. Michael or Matthew or something. Anyway, but yeah, and these guys were, like, seasoned climbers. They'd done it a few times. They're running businesses to take lesser climbers up there. Yeah, they perished on the mountain, and it was like, oh my god, this is crazy. But, like, yeah, going back to initial things. So the fact that these bodies are just left up there, they're used as, like, landmarks now. So people are like, okay, so once you go past, like, there's one guy who's like...
They're like mile markers on the road.
Yeah, exactly. So there's, like, one guy who's crouched in this cave, and he's wearing these bright green boots. So people just know him as Green Boots. And it's like, yeah, so you go past Green Boots, and you walk for another, like, 300 meters, and then you go up here, and it's like, oh my god, they're so fucking, like, crazy to me that it's just sort of left there. But I think it's... For me personally, it's the sort of spiritual element that a lot of people get into when it comes to, like, mountain climbing. Like, a lot of those bodies, one, they can't be recovered because it would be too dangerous, and two, it's like, even the ones that can be recovered, they don't want to move it because there's this sort of, like, spiritual belief that it's bad luck, and it's and it's sort of this climber's guide sort of thing. But it's it's crazy. It is. That's the thing. Maybe if I get famous one day, I'll climb Everest, or I'll try to climb Everest. I mean, honestly, I would definitely die. Like,
no.
Oh, dude, I had a panic attack the other day when
most of the people that climb it don't die. That's the thing.
Yeah, true, but
and most of the people that climb it are not experts.
Yeah, but when we had a power cut the other day, I was having, like, panic attacks. I live on the 8th floor. I wasn't going to climb that many stairs. Like, how the hell am I going to climb Everest?
Yeah, I mean, you probably need to work on your lungs for a while.
Yeah.
I need to up there, but
work on the endurance, work on the mental side. Like, but it must be so exhilarating. Like, if you actually reach the summit and you've actually achieved that. I mean, the natural adrenaline rush, the natural endorphin you must be insane. To be like, I guess it's like people are going to outer space as well. It's like so few people in existence have done that.
I would much rather do that.
Go to space?
Yeah. I'd much rather risk my life going to outer space and possibly not coming back than going on Everest.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something...
I kind of feel
like the view is probably better.
Yeah, true. True, but I don't know, we're going to space. It's sort of like... There's rocket scientists who've done all the hard work for you. Yeah, I'm completely taking everything away that these astronauts train for.
Yeah, they're glorified pilots, essentially.
2 people sat in a room playing Rocket League with skilled professionals.
Glorified video gamers.
Oh yeah, completely. That's
all they are.
I am so sorry to NASA.
Don't apologize to them.
No. They're probably not listening to this, I don't think.
I am almost certain.
yeah,
we from NASA is listening to this.
Well, if you are from NASA and you're listening to this, leave a comment. Love to get in touch with you.
Tell us to fuck off.
Yeah, tell us to fuck off
we
in the
just
comments.
might,
Yeah. We just might. We'll fuck off to space and Everest and die in our respective ways. But, I don't know, man, like, climbing Everest as well, like, the final part of the pursuit takes 19 hours. Like, to get up and get back to camp. 19 hours? Like, just staying awake for that long is tough. And then doing the rest of it, doing a fucking feat of endurance, breathing 1/3 oxygen and all that, it's Man, yeah, it's not surprising to see that people just collapse and die.
Or that, like, people, the ones that always interest me, I guess, are people they get so exhausted and so careless about life. Like, when they have that little oxygen, they're basically like prey animals. They're just like, yeah, I don't really care. I don't care if I die. You know?
Yeah,
that part's really interesting to me, where people are just like, just let me have a nap, man. That's all I
yeah,
want.
yeah.
And they all know that if you go down for that nap, you're done.
Yeah, the snow,
like, you're
snow
not
nap,
coming
as they
back
call
up.
it.
And I don't know, that part's really interesting to me, where like they basically give up all survival instincts.
Well, they say, yeah, because of lack of oxygen, like mental mental capabilities just go straight down. Like, people start becoming irrational, or they start like just not thinking straight in the slightest. Like, what one climber was saying, that you sort of have thoughts in your head which are half completed sentences, and like
That sounds like me on a regular basis.
But like, yeah, there was one where this guy was like collapsing, and they had a couple of his Sherpas trying to help him, and he was like trying to fist fight them and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, any rational person is like gonna go, oh, I'm in danger. You know, these guys are trying to help me, save my life, and all this. But in his mind, that he was just like, I'm too tired. Stop trying to help me. You know, let me just sit down for a little bit. And it's like, yeah, you know, he just. They say, like, sometimes they just cannot help people because they won't help themselves. So they just leave them there. And it's sort of like this climber's guide, like, sort of, well, not guide, but like this sort of climber's unspoken rule, sort of, is, yeah, if somebody's not going to help themselves, then you can't help them. Because
then you're endangering everybody else.
Yeah, like, because everything takes about 4 to 5 times as much effort. You know, just lifting your leg can tire you out, you know. So they say you can't carry a body back down, because, yeah, people would be weighing, like, effectively, like, 800 pounds, you know, like, and it's, you know, it's just, man, I don't know, it's just something that I've been doing while lying in bed. It really has, like. And that's the thing, I've never been one of those people who enjoys going on walks or, like, you know, climbing hills or anything.
That's
like
why
that.
I was asking, like, is it seems more like there's an idea that is, like, holding you more than the actual actions of them. Do you know what I mean?
I think maybe it's just
maybe you've been in the apartment too long.
I think
and
so.
Your body's calling down for adventure.
Yeah, I think that's what it must be. I don't know, maybe...
You got the Alps. The Alps are pretty close, man. If you want to...
I said, maybe I should tackle the Lake District first, you know, like...
Yeah, actually.
Like, my mum goes...
Well, maybe first the Peak District, and then...
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. My mum goes to Lake District all the time with my stepdad, and I've never once gone to them like, oh yeah, no, that sounds... Like, I'll go along, you know? Like, and... Yeah, it's just never been that much of an interest to me.
Hey, maybe now.
Maybe it's the psychology of these huge mountains.
Got the Everest on the brain, man.
Yeah, maybe it's just, as I said, like, the psychology of what happens to people in that state. I think that's what I'm more like, I don't know, like, gripped by is just...
That's why I would say too. It seems more like that, but...
the psychology and the endurance and the allure and just... You know, like, I said, like, the same reason I'm interested in serial killers. Like, I don't want to be a serial killer.
Yet.
But, but I'm interested in the psychology of what makes them do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm interested in the psychology of what makes people put their life so much in danger to do, you know, to do this, to climb this mountain. Like, the sort of, the draw of it.
Well, maybe you got a little Hillary in you, like a little... Is your family related to...
Oh, Edmund Hillary?
Edmund?
Doubt it.
Never know.
Yeah,
He did climb the world's tallest mountain. He could have, like, fathered children everywhere.
Genghis Khan. No, I don't think I am. I mean, I did my family tree, unless he had an affair with one of my great-great-grandmas or something. Then... Actually, when did he climb it? That was only...
It was in, like... Well, it was the same... They found out about it the same day that Queen Elizabeth. What's her name?
What, the current queen?
Yes.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
When she was coronated.
Oh, so it was like
1945 or...
No, she was 52, I think.
Oh, is that recent?
Yeah, because she wasn't there during the war, because that was
what's his name?
George. Was it George?
The stutterer.
Yeah.
George the stutter.
George the stutter. Oh yeah, the King's Speech.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Bellatrix Lestrange and the King Man. Making movie references.
Yeah.
It's Colin Firth. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. The King's Man.
The King's Man, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, I think... Yeah, I think it was 52. Yeah, she had a 50-year Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Gold Jubilee? Silver Jubilee?
I want a Jubilee!
I think it... Well, I can't even remember. Like, the 2000s are just kind of like a blur to me. It's just sort of childhood and that's it.
Yeah.
And teenagehood.
Adolescence and
late
teens.
Like, I can barely tell you if I was in year 9 or year 11 or year,
2002, you would have been in year 2.
Yeah, I would have been 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't know. I can remember one thing from the year 2000. And that was the moment it became the year 2000. And then the rest of it just,
I can tell you one thing that happened in the year 2001. That one's pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah.
2002. Why don't we just spend the rest of the podcast and name one event for each year?
New Year's Eve every year. That's all I remember. I still remember from 2016.
I remember
2017.
2002 was like the best. Was the best New Year's glasses. You know how they did?
Oh yeah,
New Year's glasses where they did the two O's or the 2 zeros were the glass holes, but then the 2's on either side. It was perfect, man.
I know. 2005 was kind of just slightly there, but not really. Like, yeah. 2002, yeah, World Cup. That was it. I remember playing the World Cup.
South Korea, yeah. That was like one of the better FIFA games too.
Yeah. That's
South Korea, Japan. I remember one of the things on the commentary in the game was like, they wouldn't show whether they were going to do it. It's a media nightmare, really, because they were having to ship the reporters back and forth from South Korea to Japan to report the thing.
Oh God!
Who won that one? Brazil?
France. It was Brazil. No, France were 98.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's the thing. The World Cup in Russia. Like, have you seen how far away these stadiums are?
Well, yeah, it's worse than Brazil.
They're like halfway across the world from each other.
And why is it in Russia?
Oh, dude, I don't even know.
I thought these things were supposed to be like awards for being good.
Mm.
You know?
Well, why is it in Qatar after that?
Well, I think we know why.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, Russia has like the worst football fans at the moment.
Well,
they
get Sochi
racism for every fucking thing. So yeah, let's put every different culture in Russia and
at the same yeah.
Yeah, like it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, as I said, like some of these stadiums are like west to east border. Like that's so far. You know, like man, players are gonna be jet lagged like in between games. Like.
I think I can only name like 3 or 4 different Russian cities.
Yeah.
Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kazan, and Novgorod. That's basically it.
That's more than me.
And then like only 3 of those would be able to have a soccer stadium.
Yeah. Well, one of the stadiums I saw is like in the middle of the woods. Like it's just a clearing in the middle of some woods next to like some old industrial mining place or something, like docks or
Stalin era.
Yeah, like proper like when you think of industrial Russia, it's like just in a forest next to industrial Russia, and yeah, man, and you know like. The hotels there have had like one guest in 40 years.
That's what I was gonna say about Sochi. Is like that was the exact same thing. Is like the reporters were showing up to their hotel rooms and the water wasn't working. There wasn't a toilet and stuff. Like they don't have a good track record in holding like international games.
Wasn't that the one where they thought like wolves were running in the hallways and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of horror stories.
Yeah. Like, oh my god.
It's gonna be like the French national team versus like a platoon of bears.
Oh my god. Fucking oh god. Putin just riding them all. Mm-hmm. Just so intimidating. Like, just. I mean, have you heard the Russian national anthem? It is so intimidating. Like,
isn't it just the
like Soviet march?
Yeah, is it different than the? Because I know the Soviet one, because that's like basically its own meme, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's that. I don't know. I just remember a friend of mine was friend of mine was dating a Russian girl, and like he like set his ringtone just to be like the Soviet march. And I thought that was hilarious. Like you'd be like in the pub and then she'd call and it was like, oh god, you know.
She's nationalizing my penis.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's. I don't know. Actually, speaking of which, isn't the Mexican national anthem like if you actually translate it into English, like it's scary. It's sort of like your blood will run in our lands if you try to hurt us and all this stuff. It's proper scary lyrics.
Well, at least the Mexican anthem is actually saying what every country really wants every country to know. You know. Yeah. I don't know. I probably should know, but
the British national anthem is just it's so boring. Well, English national anthem, sorry.
What is it?
God Save the Queen.
Oh yeah, that's pretty lame.
Oh dude, like how does that?
How many people actually give a shit?
Yeah, like back in the day, it was all for king and country. Like in World War One, like okay, cool.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, like the way
really should change it.
Yeah, with the way the royal family's portrayed nowadays, it really isn't. Like, I think that's why we do so badly at World Cups. Is like you're supposed to get pumped, and that's what you have to sing before. It's like, I don't know. Like,
well, I mean, at least yours is about I don't know. Ours is just about a flag, so.
Yeah, but
I know it's a metaphor.
You do it for the flag. Don't disrespect the flag.
I do it for the empire. Okay.
Yep. Oh man.
Not an empire.
That was one thing I was going to ask. So yeah, in America, is it genuinely you cannot do anything to the flag, or it is like, whoa, you know, that's like treason?
Well, I think there is a law, right, where you can't. There are like a number of laws or statutes where you can't like do certain things to the flag, but it's mostly, I think that like it doesn't literally. In the actual system, no citizen is going to get in trouble for any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's
more like for government officials and military and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like, the other argument that people have is, like it is against the law to burn the flag, right? There is, like, some kind of little ordinance somewhere that says you can't do that. But then the other thing that people say is, but I bought the flag, so it's mine. So like, what freedom am I trampling on?
Right.
Know? So which is a good point, because it's like, if I go to Walmart and buy an American flag, like, it means something.
Or drinking the fucking Gatorade.
Yeah, and buying a gun at the same time. And I shoot a bunch of holes through it. Is it really the American flag, or is it just something I bought at Walmart?
And get into a massive SUV.
That's why I get so annoyed, like, with people that get mad at people burning the flag. It's like, I understand it's very disrespectful, and the person doing it is probably a moron. But like, he did buy the flag.
Exactly.
You know,
it
is his.
He's contributed to the economy.
Yeah, exactly. So he is an American.
He's helped the country. Yeah, like
proper American.
I mean, because I was just thinking the amount of like art students who must just get into shit all the time for like doing stuff with the flag, and it's like, especially with Trump in charge at the moment, there must be so many like left-wing art students who are just, I don't know, like shitting on the flag or something.
If they consider themselves an artist for burning a flag, then they are a horrific artist.
Dude, I've seen some worse stuff.
How? That's not even like original anymore. Like,
no, I know.
In the slightest.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't original like 5 years after the fucking country was made.
Yeah.
Like, come on. There was probably some farmer somewhere that was fed up with people asking him for taxes. You know?
Yeah, like,
how can you think that is like some kind of statement? If that is honestly something somebody's done, Like,
I imagine
they should seriously consider like maybe a short-term lease on life.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like why, like,
that sounds like something from Goldsmith.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's kind of like the Sex Pistols. Like the whole "God Save the Queen" thing, and it was like, oh god, they're taking the national anthem and making it punk. I was like,
yeah, punk in general.
There's something just really, really like, I don't know, kind of lame about that. Like, it's just sort of like...
lame and, like, 6-year-old rebellion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Like, why don't you do something real with your brain?
Yeah, exactly. It's not being, like, clever. It's kind of like... I don't know, when you see those things online where it's, like, edgelords, you know? Those people are like... I moved the Bible into the fiction section.
Oh! I think PewDiePie did one where it was called Mad Lads.
Yeah.
Absolute Mad Lad.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Or it's like when people just upload statuses like, yeah, I was in Starbucks and some guy said something and I turned around and said this and everyone cheered, and it's like, no, you didn't.
And nobody cheered.
Yeah, nobody cheered.
They probably got nervous that you were speaking in front of everybody else at the same time.
And honestly, as we were having that chat about earlier, like when you're by yourself, your brain is like the most clever, most witty thing in the world.
In the shower, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like as soon as you have an argument with someone, it just goes to mush. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, I mean that's why we praise people that are witty, because they're the only ones that can think of that stuff on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. Like the amount of arguments I've won 2 days later to myself.
Infinite, dude.
Yeah, all the time. It's
off
like
the charts.
Yeah, should I text that person?
You're Winston Churchill in the shower.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, that's a bad image.
Sorry. Your brain is Winston Churchill in the shower.
I wonder if anyone's actually done that, where they've like texted a person they were arguing with like 3 days later and be like, yeah, but what I meant to say was this. Like, burn.
Oh god. I mean, if you do that, you essentially lose the argument.
Oh, completely.
Just because of what it reveals about your psychology.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why like President Trump is so damning. Is like the fact that he tweets at like 3 a.m. most of the time is like way too revealing about his own psychology.
Yeah, you can tell he's just like lying in bed like fuming, being like, nah, I'm gonna get him though, you know. Like, yeah, man, it is gonna be. I still find it absolutely hilarious. Like Trump's just attitude. Again, it is like 6-year-old rebellion. Mm-hmm. Like when he was like talking about that guy like losing his job or whatever it was, and he was like, yeah, and he came begging back for his job, and it was like, come on, man. Like that is like someone going, yeah, well, you didn't invite me to your birthday party, but I didn't want to go anyway. And it was like, yeah, really? You know, it's like somebody gets like rejected, and they're like, I was only asking you out for a joke. Or it's like, yeah, really, were you? I don't know. It's just so petty. It's so insecure about your own like character. Mm-hmm. You know, like that you can't take an ego hit like ever.
Well, it's insecure about your own insecurities.
Yeah, exactly.
Good lord.
He came begging. Oh my god! Did you ever see that that video? The presidential what do they call it? Like candidate. It was the Republican candidates like panel thing, and they're like calling out the people. And then some person doesn't go on stage because they don't hear their name properly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that's one of the funniest videos I think I've ever seen.
It's Trump, because they...
No, it's the guy before him. Because the guy before him just stops there, and then they call Trump out, and Trump stands behind the guy who's just stood there. And then everyone else is just going by them. And then it's just Trump and this other guy. And then they're like, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the way
it was probably Ted Cruz. Honestly.
Yeah, like the camera just like stays on them a bit too long.
Yeah.
It is absolutely hilarious. Because again, you got to think these are people who are supposed to be running one of the most powerful countries in the world, and they can't even get that right. You know. Oh my god! I remember seeing that for the first time. Stitches. Like I could barely breathe. You know. Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Just that whole like election process was just an absolute shit show.
Oh God,
dude. You know what's crazy? So, okay, this is year 2 officially of his presidency, right?
Yeah.
So, beginning
time flies. Man.
Beginning next December starts the next election cycle.
Oh bollocks! Really? Yeah, because you guys like start it crazy early.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be like, you know, then all the news channels are gonna, you know, queef out all of their election predictions.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna start interviewing people, and then people are gonna start nominating themselves, and the dance, the court begins. You know?
And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are gonna run.
The courting process just like erupts again.
Yeah.
And then all the news channels have something to salivate over once again. And...
Do you reckon he'll get re-elected, Trump?
No. I mean, me saying that, of course, you're like, oh, but he got elected, and you didn't think that was gonna happen. Like, yeah. I don't think anybody did.
No.
But
the odds
the
odds of him winning were like 200 to 1. Like,
yeah, dude,
I
saw...
at the bookies. Like, I wish I'd stuck a quid on it.
I know, right?
Like,
that's what I'm saying right now. Okay, everybody out there, 3 bets you should make right now. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to win the Democratic nomination in the first place, and then Oprah to win the Democratic nomination. Yeah. And then one on Oprah and Dwayne to win the presidency, and then Liverpool to win the Champions League. Those are all great bets. If you put in like...
I think Oprah becoming president is more likely than Liverpool winning Champions League.
I think so too, probably. Absolute mad lad. Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, if you put like $5 on each one, if you win, you're going to win like £300.
It's like when people put a quid on Leicester and they won $5,000.
Yeah.
You know, like... Just, I think I might just start doing that. Just any just
weird
outrageous bet I see, just chuck it on.
Yeah, like £5.
Yeah,
what's that gonna cost to you? You won't even
£5.
When it happens, you won't even remember it at all. You'll be like, because since it won't happen, you probably will forget that you put $5 on it.
Yeah, you'll get a text from like Betfair just saying, yeah, you've won $20,000. Oh my God.
And then your bowels evacuate.
Yeah.
Like, I can afford new pants.
And then you die. I'm rich enough to start shitting myself. That's the dream, isn't it?
Right. I think so. That's the fuck you money. Fuck you, change my pants.
Getting rich enough to just become vile.
Yeah. Maybe that is why rich people are like that. Just like, why wouldn't you, you know?
Do you think Bill Gates just shits himself and he has something up?
Bill Gates probably wears underwear that just like cleans the shit before it comes out.
No, that's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I bet Elon Musk has like something that just zaps the shit out.
I didn't know he was South African. I should have known with his last name, like his whole name, Elon Musk. Like, what kind of a name is that?
South African?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
He's probably racist then.
Yeah. Have you seen what he wants to do to LA?
Yeah, the Shuttle Tunnel.
Oh my God,
that's pretty cool.
That'd be sick.
How many cars can you fit into one of those? That sounds like the Channel, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
if
it works as well as like they predict, that will change everything.
I know, that city will become cool again.
Yeah, because that's the thing everyone says. Like LA, you spend like half a day just in traffic.
Like, yeah, and it's hella expensive.
Yeah.
I think London and LA are probably comparable.
I think in London...
Actually, that's not true, because you can actually get, like, a detached house, you know?
Oh, in LA.
Make it affordable somewhat if you have roommates, whereas I don't know if you can do that in London.
But I think London as well is sort of like, it's so expensive, but you've got the tube and you've got buses and you get around.
Exactly.
Whereas LA, I think...
You have to have a car.
Yeah, you have to have a car.
Or you have to, like, everything you do has to be within your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know? Which, yeah.
Man, I couldn't live like that. You want to go to a bar on the other side of town, and it's like the taxi back is going to be half an hour, 45 minutes. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, my friend Nate and I went to, when he was living in LA, we went to 2 museums downtown, and it took us like an hour and a half to drive 1.5 miles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like driving to Fairfield from here.
You should just walked.
I know, right? Yeah. But then we were going somewhere else after that.
Oh, right,
you have to take the car.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then you have to buy parking. Good Lord.
Man, now I couldn't deal with that. I remember being in traffic once on like my drive back from Liverpool to
I remember being in
Essex.
traffic once.
Well, no.
Are there more instances of traffic in your life than just
never,
once?
just one time, and it was awful.
Okay.
No, I was driving back just before I moved to Liverpool. I was driving back from Liverpool to Essex.
Right.
And they'd shut one of the main motorways, so you had about 4 lanes worth of traffic going down this one country road, and I was stuck. It was getting late, so I downed a few coffees just to keep myself awake for this long drive. I was about an hour outside of Liverpool, and got stuck in traffic. I swear to God, I was 1 car length away from turning into the petrol station, and I needed the biggest piss I've ever needed in my entire life. I was stuck there for an hour and a half without moving, and I was losing my mind. I was up Everest at that point. I was picturing porcelain toilets and just the whole shebang. And oh my God, I was so angry. I'm not normally that angry of a person. I rant and I get a bit sarcastic, but I never really get viciously angry.
Yeah, wrathful.
Yeah. At that point, I felt like I could have just ripped up the car in front. I was tempted.
Didn't you have any glass bottles or anything?
No, I
God,
didn't.
dude, you gotta rough it some more. I mean,
I had a coffee cup, but I was like,
yeah, there you go.
No, but I was like, it will fill up the coffee cup, and if I stop,
well, just stop. You don't think you could stop?
No,
Lean yourself out the window, man. Come on.
Well, just take my dick out the window and stop pissing.
Yeah. Somebody will understand.
Somebody. Yeah. I don't know, man. I maybe just some because as I said, it was this countryside road, so there's some innocent old lady walking a dog, and there's just me pissing out the window, yeah, fuck you, bitch. That would just probably send her over the edge. Just be like, oh, what?
Can you get a pedo charge? Can you get a pedo charge for urinating in public here?
A pedo charge?
Yeah, can you get...
What's a pedo charge?
Pedophilia?
Oh,
because in America, if you get on the wrong side of a cop or a judge and you're urinating outside and you're near a school or something, you can get filed for that. Yeah.
I know if you pee in public, you get fined.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it depends. I guess it. I don't know. I mean, indecent exposure is probably one thing, but I guess if you're just pissing down an alleyway, the policeman's gonna think yeah, he's not trying to expose himself. But
yeah.
I guess maybe wrong policeman, wrong time, and they might be yeah, he's trying to. Yeah, he's trying to expose himself.
Huh.
I don't know. God, that would suck, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah, you just go for a piss and suddenly it's your neighbours getting knocks at the door sex offenders moving in here. It's no, I just needed a piss.
Just needed a piss.
I just needed to go.
Why did they close the road?
yeah, exactly.
Why would that old lady walk her dog right then?
Yeah, how was your time in Liverpool, Ad? Great, I'm now a sex offender for pissing out my car. Yeah, oh man, that's gotta suck, mate. I gotta keep that in mind if I ever go to America. I don't piss in public or pedophile.
I don't think you really have to worry about it, but
Yeah, I mean,
I've pissed in public many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess everyone has, haven't they?
I mean, dude, I see people outside of pizza slice pissing in that one abandoned doorway, and everybody pisses there. That is so gross, dude.
Yeah, there really is. If you
it's they're either taking a piss in that doorway or they're doing coke, and I don't know what's worse. Whether you're
I mean, to be fair, you walk through Liverpool on Saturday or Sunday morning, and there are certain parts which just stink of piss.
Yeah.
Because they're the one parts that people know what the police aren't walking down and just stuff like that, but it just stinks. Really fucking dehydrated, alcohol, drug-filled piss, the worst, Yeah, and there's actually a series that Gavin McInnes does called How to Piss in Public, And some of the ways he comes up with are just hilarious. Like a rolled up newspaper stood next to a bin, and he's like, everything you do, you have to be on your phone and have to be really animated on your phone. He's just like pissing through his newspaper tube into a bin. It's fucking hilarious. Like there's one where he's like he's just next to a bush and he's just like talking about the leaves on the bush and he's just pissing. Like it's actually. He used to be so good before he became a fucking raging Christian racist. Like, he was actually quite funny back in the day. Now he's kind of funny, but it's
definitely
a bit too far.
Political.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for real. Like, and that's the thing. I sort of think half the time, does he actually believe half the shit he's saying, or is he just saying it to be right wing? You know?
Yeah. The whole. I mean, I guess from a Christian perspective, they'd go, he found the light. You know, but from the cynical, like, more brand marketing perspective, you're just doing the whole Republican ethos. Like, in one fell swoop, you know?
Do you ever find out with a Republican or Republican supporters that you can, like, predict exactly what their stance is going to be on a certain situation?
Well, I mean,
and it's amazing how every fucking person gets the exact same stance.
You can't really, like, say that about just the right, though.
Well, yeah.
You can easily just say that about the left. Like,
yeah.
Like, you can pretty much, like, what do you think about gun control? And, like, what are they going to say, you know?
What do you think about gun control, actually? I've never actually asked you. I know, like, a lot of your friends actually have guns, but...
Yeah, because... Okay. I don't know, it's weird. It's like one of those, like... It's one of those, like... I don't know, almost... What's the word? It's like, so obviously American questions.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's almost like a
like
endemic question. Endemic? I can't think. It's like...
It sounds good, go with it.
Yeah, endemic question for an American, just because it's like...
Yeah,
it seems like we're the only country that really has that as their, like, part of their ethos, where, like...
Yeah.
You know, we raised our arms against the British. It's the only thing that'll keep us away from tyranny. And in a way, they're right. I mean, there's no way you can quell a population that is more armed than the military, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
like, there are literally more...
I don't know, the military... They have fucking drones and tanks and
No,
shit.
but
like...
what I'm saying is, like, quell. Like, you're, like, basically, when shit hits the fan, the idea is that you can't suppress... the American population at all, because when people fight against a government that's all powerful, it's essentially what happens in Vietnam. You go guerrilla, and the population, you can never win that battle, right?
Yeah.
So that's the idea.
Well, it's the same shit as what's happening in the Middle East. The more you bomb someone, the more it inspires more people to join the cause against you. You know,
you bomb them, and then it's like the nest of, like, a pregnant spider, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they just all disperse into smaller bands.
You bomb someone, you kill someone's brother, their father, their family, and then it's like they want to get revenge on the people who did it, you know? Like,
so that's the idea, is like you can never fully quell a population that's that well armed. But there are obvious problems with somebody that has severe to malignant autism being able to go into a Walmart and buy a gun.
Yeah.
You know, like...
But then... my personal view on it, and it would be hard to enforce, but I feel like they have to fucking do it, is if you own a gun, you should have to be, like, mentally, I don't know, like, reevaluated, like, in a certain amount of time. Because the thing with mental illness, it can strike just out the blue, and it can, you know, fester 7 years after it seemed like you're all good.
Yeah.
You could suddenly, like...
See, that's why it's so thorny, is because in a perfect world, the gun would be viewed as a toy, essentially, right? Because mostly when people have guns, what are they doing? Like, most of the time, they're using them to hunt, they're using them to show off, to trade with other people, to shoot pine cones in the forest while they're having a few beers and stuff, and maybe accidentally shoot one of their friends. The popular one as well, protection. They like the security of and I think that's a little bit not right, not real, but
well, no, I think Jim Jeffries sums it up perfectly, where he's like, the whole idea that it's like, if you take away the guns, it'll be the criminals who have guns. I don't think that's true, because again, that's what he says, is like, you know, if it's $1,000 to go in and buy a gun in a shop, and then suddenly it's illegal and it's £35,000 or dollars to buy a gun, yeah, people aren't gonna have that influx, you know, like.
Yeah,
like if you're robbing houses to get a TV that you could probably sell on for $500, like how the hell are you gonna save up 35 grand?
Yeah. So his argument is that, like, if you take them out of the market, obviously the price of it's gonna go up, right? Like that's just natural. The only problem with that in America is that, like, you're not going to be able to take away all the guns in the first place. Like, there are so many. And people aren't just going to give them up. When a lot of them say that you're going to pry it off my dead hands, I have to believe they're somewhat serious.
I fully believe. Well, what was that? Well, I know it was over a different topic, but did nothing happen in Portland where a couple of, like, militia guys, like...
the Bundy...
Yeah.
Sadly, they had one of the worst last names you could possibly have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not good connotations, as we discussed in our last podcast. So I mean, I could really see that happening. Suddenly, it gets pushed through that, like, guns are illegal in America. You'd get, like, people setting up camps and being bring it on.
Illegalize guns, and then suddenly you have, like, one of the most well-armed political groups. You know?
I would love to see someone try and make the argument where it's like, oh, you legalized marijuana, but now you're making our guns illegal? What's more dangerous? And it's like, the gun. I mean, you give someone a joint, they're not dying. Well, probably not dying.
Have they been making that argument?
No, but I find it hilarious, you know, it's that classic cliched one where it's like, the Kinder Egg is illegal in America because it's dangerous towards children, but a gun is legal. You know?
Huh. The Kinder Egg, really?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's illegal in America because of choking hazards.
Interesting. But Legos aren't?
No.
That's strange.
I know. And, well, it's because they
put
think
a
like
toy in the middle, right?
Well, yeah, but it's in like a little capsule. And I think they felt like kids would bite into a chocolate and swallow this whole huge capsule without realizing. Like, I don't know how stupid they think.
Like, every country has a lot of dumb kids. You never know.
Well, yeah, but then it's just Darwinism, survival of the fittest. Let them die off. You know, if your kid can't tell the difference between, like, plastic and chocolate in one bite, then
I don't know. Like, it's ridiculous that they're illegal, but that part of your argument doesn't really.
Well, no, because you don't
because at the age that a kid's going to be choking from something that small. Well, they're not going to give a shit.
No, but that's why the warning on the packet is like, don't give to anyone under 3 years old.
Yeah.
Well, and that's fair enough. Like, don't, you know? Don't let a kid under 3 years old play with Lego. Because, you know, you don't.
Yeah, there's probably a bigger reason why. It's probably because, like, Cadbury's has a bigger hold on the market or something, and they got to push through in the lobby.
Anyway, there's probably money behind it somewhere.
Of course.
I mean, yeah, we were sort of talking about that earlier a little bit, was how much control should the government have over something like that, and how much should it just be left up to people's own free will? You know, like we were talking about, like, the alcohol warnings and the tobacco warnings and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, if the government wants to show people how bad smoking is, it's still their prerogative if they want to smoke. You know, it's like, was it Finland or somewhere has fully banned smoking, like made it fully illegal.
Finland?
I think it's Finland.
It's Finland. That's what you do, is you smoke a cig and you have a glass of vodka.
No, not Finland.
Yeah, Finland.
Like Georgia or Russia, maybe. Finland?
Finland, yeah. Finland, Sweden, Norway, they all have vodka. Vodka's like one of their...
No, Norway's more... No.
Oh, yeah, Norway's, what's that
That's
stuff
like
called?
Whiskey and shit.
No, what's it called? What's that one drink that they have?
Oh, yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, they have, like, a specific drink that they like. But vodka's still, like, a huge part. Yeah, Finland, man. That's weird. Yeah. Weird that they would ban cigarettes.
No, because Finland's becoming, like, this crazy progressive place where it's like 6-hour work days, and kids are being taught differently, and they're just like becoming like super successful.
It's super easy to do that when you have a population of like 15.
Yeah.
All the exact same culture and race and ethnicity and all that, like. It's super easy to make these like wide, grand, sweeping, progressive gestures when your population is essentially all identical. No offense, Finland.
When you've got a population which like isn't even the size of some American cities.
Literally, like New York and Los Angeles. But yeah, I think what we were talking about earlier is like, to me, it's like they view it as we need to educate people and show them that cigarettes are bad. And to me, it's like they're forcing like sometimes really heinous images onto your psyche and into your consciousness. Like, I don't want to see some gigantic cyst on a guy's tongue. It's like, I know cigarettes are bad for me in the end.
Yeah.
It's like, geez.
Yeah, but
that's like, it's like sending you to Live Link and being like, you're forced to watch this video if you want to smoke cigarettes. Like, really? That seems like overhanded and tyrannical to me.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I'm fine with the label. If you want to take off the advertising, I understand that. Because advertising does have a pretty profound effect on, especially on younger minds.
I do want to see, like, I mean, it's impossible to measure, like, how many people have stopped smoking because of those images and how many people have just stopped smoking.
I believe most of the research says that it actually has a negative effect. Because it, like, think about the way I'm reacting to it.
Yeah.
It's like, there's something there that just makes you, like, I don't know, it's like, there's, like, an automatic rebellion impulse when somebody's, like, forcing you to, like, think a certain way like that, like.
Yeah. Because, obviously, smoking numbers have gone down. But
I think
that's more to do with, like, the understanding of smoking
in
the modern age.
Absolutely.
People aren't taking up. Plus, you have the alternatives of vaping, and you have
alternatives, and people know that they can make themselves look better by doing certain fitness routines. Like, health culture is more prominent. It's cool to be healthy, more so than it is to be unhealthy. So like I think, first of all, it's unnecessary. Like, it doesn't work, and then there are other alternatives. Like, just like I don't know. If you're trying to get people not to smoke, then you need to convince the people that are already not smoking.
Yeah, that's the thing. Let the generations die out, and
because most people that are smoking know that it's not that great for them.
Well,
it's part of the conversation you have while you're smoking. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I really shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
I gotta quit.
But the late 1800s, people were doing a lot of opium. Generations died out, opium addicts died out, and opium addicts numbers have gone down. Same's gonna happen with smoking. Like, same might even happen with alcohol one day. I don't know, man. Alcohol. People say if it was just discovered nowadays, then there's some people who like make the grand statement like, oh, if it was discovered nowadays, it'd be illegal. Because of how dangerous it is, how much alcohol-related injuries, like cost for the NHS and stuff like that. But like, I do wonder if it will ever be like if prohibition's ever going to be able to come back in countries like America and Britain. And
I don't think prohibition itself won't come back, but it I don't know. There's too much history tied up with that,
Yeah.
Like, that whole movement is too bound by its consequences already. But like, as far as like naturally the culture swinging that way, I think it sort of is already. Like, maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to see some numbers, but to me it seems like people are. Weed is like a way bigger part of the culture than it ever has been.
Yeah.
And that has to do something to drinking numbers.
Yeah.
What I mean? Like, back in the day, weed was like that thing that you did with cool people, or there are some other more racist connotations that people have made, like at jazz clubs. It's like that was like something that people did every once in a while.
Weed used to be this sort of like hippie rebellion thing.
It was expanding your mind.
And nowadays, I think the thing with weed is like, I don't care if people do it.
It's just a way to chill out most of the time.
Yeah, but like, I also think like so much of my feeling towards weed now is like, it's everyone's like dad or mum doing it, like,
Yeah.
It's like so some guy's grandma has like arthritis and now she just smokes a load of weed, and it's like,
yeah, it's definitely part of the bigger culture at large.
Yeah, there's no sort of like bohemian vibe to it nowadays, and
I mean, you can get the same feelings that those people had, right?
Yeah, but it's not
like the actual,
it's not like flower power,
the zeitgeist of weed.
Yeah,
the zeitgeist of weed is like well over.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would say acid is probably over too. Most drugs, Molly's is over.
Yeah,
Molly had like a nice phase for like 3 years.
Oh yeah, isn't it surprising that's when dubstep became really, really big?
Yeah.
Everyone was going crazy on dubstep.
Interesting similarities there.
Yeah, or like
correlations.
Yeah, or like, I mean, the initial like ecstasy buzz, like the summer of love, as they called it, like the second summer of love. It was like, what was it like deep house garage stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like these all night raves and random fields outside
The
Basildon.
Summer of Thiz.
Yeah, and everyone was just taking a fuck ton of ecstasy and dancing in the forest. Like, man. Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Like, ecstasy had like the 90s, and then it all became like MDMA and Molly, and pretty much the same fucking thing, isn't it? Like,
it's just the pure form, whereas ecstasy is usually mixed with like a small amount of heroin or meth or Adderall. Or
yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, people make it seem better to you.
yeah, exactly.
It's meth.
Yeah. I remember a friend of mine at university was telling me about one of his friends. I know this seems like a far removed story, but like went to Ibiza and took a pill in Ibiza, and but then when he came back and actually like researched the pill, it was like a fuck ton of heroin was in there and all that. And, and it like scared the shit out of him, and he was just like, I'm done. Like my clubbing days are over now. And I was just like, yeah, dude, that shit's fucking scary.
I think that's what pussy is.
yeah. Fucking, you took one pill, dude. But yeah, and so I just thinking about a song, like how fucking lame that is, like, that's the thing as well, like MDMA now and like ecstasy, I just think it's so lame. Just like I saw a couple of guys in town a few weeks back who were just, they looked so out of place. Like we were just in the Jacaranda, and they were just like gurning and sweating and all that. And I was just like, what are you doing?
Gigging, dude.
Yeah. And like what are you doing? This is like a small little pub bar with some live music on, which is just a couple of like indie guitar bands.
They're about
and they were just like fucking there, like really having the most intense time.
So
and I was like,
gone.
Yeah, like for real. And I was just like looking at them going, God damn, this must be so just like, yeah, too intense for you right now.
Really good or like overly stressful.
Yeah, exactly. Like outside, like I was just there drunk, like having a great time, having chats with my friends, and they were like shaking while smoking these cigarettes, being like,
grinding.
Yeah, and I was just like, man, again, in their minds, they're probably having the best time. Like, God, we're connecting so much at this moment, whatever. But to me, they just looked so uncomfortable and like so like just scared of the world,
Buried
like
in a cat hole, dude.
Yeah. Like, man, and I was just like, is this what you do? Is this your Friday night? Like, man, it's tough. That's a tough way to be. Like,
yeah, they're young, man.
Yeah. Well,
were they?
No, they were like my age, like maybe even older.
Oh, you're young, Adam.
Yeah, well,
you're still young.
Yeah, I know.
You've got 1 more year left.
1 more year left of being young.
Mm-hmm. And then you're over the hill, dude.
Yeah.
50's the new 80, man.
26 is the new 40. Yeah. Well, God,
if my parents heard me say that, they'd probably want to murder me.
Yeah.
You shut up talking about being old.
Yeah. Well, okay, they were I don't know, it's that same thing where like the older you get, the older old is, the older you get, the sort of older young is as well.
Yeah.
Like to me, someone who's 19 is like crazy young. And it's kind of like,
they're not, it's like, they're really quite close to us in age, but they seem just like...
so young.
Like, I know it's so lame to talk about that.
Yeah.
For those people, but like...
I know, I think my...
It's so apparent, like, it's weird how, like, I guess it's 6 years from 19, 7 from 18, right? But, like, there are certain lines that you get in your face that just show, like... the amount of like annoyance you've had,
frown lines,
standing in line at the grocery store, like like paying attention to how much water you have to pay, and like weird stuff like that you just never want to do.
The daily stresses,
like 4 or 5 years of finals week, like
and
then finally it's over, and you can show off the battle scars, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic thing, isn't it? Like, seeing the difference between, like, a freshman and a final year. And it's, like, in the library, they're sort of, like, happy, going, like, oh, God, I got this 1,000 word essay in for tomorrow. And you're, like, there, like, I haven't left here in 7 days. I've been here constantly. I've had about 4 mental breakdowns, and just, life isn't worth it, man. Like, genuinely contemplating just running away, that shit starts to show on your face a little bit, I think for me, like, my sister's 4.5 years younger than me. Anyone younger than her is like too young now. I just think they're children. Like, and it's my sister's like 21 now, and it's like now 20-year-olds are kids to me, and that makes me sound so much older than I am, but I think maybe that's my thing with this whole, like, modern day culture of self-identifying. I'm identifying as a grumpy old man. And
it does make things easier in the long run. If you can kind of get that persona down, then young people will, like, idolize you somehow.
If I can practice that for the next 60 years, then when I'm 85, I'll be so good at it.
What I also realized is the older you get, the less effort you have to put in for young people to like you. Like, as long as you're not a complete dickhead when you're 80, people love you. They're like, he's such a nice old man. He's like, he just said hi.
Yeah, I know. Like, so some guy who's like 20 goes to a train station with flowers to greet his girlfriend, and everyone's like, oh, Stanley's probably trying to get laid. Some like 85-year-old guy does it, and everyone's like, oh, love is eternal. Like, how many fucking viral Facebook videos have you seen where it's like some old guy, and it's like, this is so sweet, and it's like, is it? Like, what?
He probably does this every Saturday.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the tenets of their marriage.
Yeah, exactly. They probably hate each other, but it's like, the fact he, like, brings her flowers is sort of, like, actually probably really annoying to him. He's like, what the fuck am I doing this again?
Or it's like, it's their thing, and you guys are, like, making it into something bigger than it is. It's just it's the same as him making tea for her every morning, but suddenly he has to have your ass fucking filming him. It's like, get the fuck out of here. This is our marriage. It's just weird.
Oh, God. No, did I ever tell you my theory that, like, if I get to the age of 90, then I'm, like, even if I'm fine, I'm gonna just act as if I'm losing it, just so I can get away with it. Like, I can go back to the whole, like, Elon Musk shitting pants thing. Like, if he doesn't invent those pants that just clean themselves or zap it out of him, then I'm just gonna be, like, 90 years old just shitting myself, just being like, I can get away with it now, Whereas, if I'm 25 and shitting myself, and people are like, okay, he's got issues. Something's not quite right in the brain. But
I think you would.
As you said, like, 90-year-olds can do anything, and people will still be like, oh, he's so sweet, or he's so fragile, or just...
I mean, you can be super racist, and people will be like,
oh, sign of the times.
We've just progressed so far.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't think anything of it. Or they get super awkward. That's what I'm excited for, is, like, you get to, like, make your grandkids and stuff, like, get super awkward when you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I wonder what the thing's going to be for, like, our grandkids.
Oof, yeah. I mean, maybe it's just the sign of being in the now that you can't really think of anything that could...
Yeah, be suddenly...
Because it seems like, in a lot of ways, the pendulum's kind of going,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where else are we gonna go? Like, do fish need rights and stuff like that? Or it's probably going to be AI, you know?
Oh,
I mean,
God,
people
that's
are probably
scary.
going to be like... But, I mean, you have to...
Oh,
if
dude,
it does
really?
keep going that
like,
way...
Yeah, see, like, that's the thing. Like, that's me on record saying it's scary, like, AI and all that. But if in, like, 60 years people are marrying robots and I'm there going, nah, it's still weird to me. And people are like, you can't say that. You know? You're being AIist or whatever.
You're being... Yeah, what would it be called? It has to be an ism, right?
Yeah.
What's the ism going to be?
Techism.
Nah. Has to be something about...
Alexaism. Siriism.
Once coined after the not so popular
yeah.
AI assistant on the Google iPhone.
Oh, dude,
Apple iPhone.
That's one of my rants coming up, is talking about how fucking, like, how shitty that Alexa and, like, Google Home stuff is. Just because, like, it's so trying to be a sci-fi film that I think people just do it, but, like, people just get it because it's kind of, like, you know, it works. Like, if you don't have any arms and legs, and you're like, Alexa, play Guns N' Roses. Okay, fair enough. But if you're a young, able-bodied human being who just can't be bothered to get your phone out and pick a song...
Yeah, I mean, that is...
Go to hell. That is just pure laziness to feel like you're in some fucking sci-fi film. To be like, ooh, look at this. Like, fucking get up. Turn a light off. Turn it on when you need to. Pick a song. You know, it's not that much effort.
I don't think it's necessarily bad. Like, if you just think it's awesome that you can do this, right? Like, if you know, like, I guess if you're self-aware of it.
Do you use Siri on your phone?
No.
Or, like, whatever the equivalent is?
But Siri and, like, Google, like, Hey Google and all these things, they're literally, like, the opposite of productive to me.
Yeah.
Because I have to, like, remember what to do.
Yeah.
And then you say something that's like, did you mean I'll search that on Safari? And you're like, no, like... Just listen to what I'm saying. You don't know what you're doing yet.
Don't get me wrong, like, my uncle's got one of those Google Home things, or Alexa, or whatever it is. And he showed it to me, but then after about 5 minutes, I was like, I probably wouldn't even use this all that much. You know, like, I was sort of there going, hey Alexa, where do you hide a body? And getting a funny response. And I think that joke would wear thin. Like, very quickly.
Well, yeah, just the computer's responses to questions would wear thin almost.
Hey, Alexa, will you go on a date with me? I am an AI. I can't go on a date. And oh my god! Oh my god! That is so fucking funny! You know, like, but yeah, I don't know, I just think there was so much of...
Absolute. Mad lass.
There's so much technology that I just go... So much time, effort, and money has gone into this, and I think it's so pointless. Like, there are bigger problems to solve with technology than just, can I play Guns N' Roses without having to press play?
I think the biggest one is, do we actually want this? Like, I mean, literally, aren't we just going to kill ourselves doing this shit?
Yeah, exactly. If a fucking obesity crisis is this big already, as soon as you take out the minuscule amount of energy it is to connect your phone to Bluetooth from press
frickin'
play.
WALL-E is like what's actually going to happen to us.
Yeah.
It's like, they won't even be any need for us anymore, and you'll just be watching videos on YouTube all day.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do now.
I mean, it's what most people do.
As I said, instead of climbing Everest, I'm just watching videos, and I feel like I've climbed Everest now. I don't need to go there.
I thought you said you would get like a feeling of pure adrenaline and excitement. And
but it's
accomplishment.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, but stick me on a treadmill and give me VR goggles and the same shit. No, not at all.
But really good VR.
To some people, it would be. So some people, they'd be like, "Oh my god, look at this! It's amazing."
Okay. If you did it on a Stairmaster, the full distance within a room that was a third oxygen after 8,000 feet, and you turned.
No, because if I died in that room, that's pathetic.
Yeah, but
if I died in the mountain, then I get that sort of poetic sort of, he's part.
That's what I'm saying. So
you have to do it now.
You have to do it because if
but my intention would be to climb it, not to die. So I don't want to recreate the conditions down.
But that's literally what I'm saying.
Oh right.
You're not going to get that feeling because climbing 28,000 feet in 8 different stints over 5 days is not going to mean anything to you because you're going to go to bed in a bed.
Yeah,
it is a VR, you know what I mean? So you'd have to have like all those conditions set up, and you'd have to do it in one stint, or like you'd have to sleep in a tent and like all that stuff.
But Yeah.
That's why VR in a lot of ways won't ever do the things that they think it will do unless it is so immersive that you forget that you're in it. You know, which is even scarier because, like, geez.
But I guess it's kind of like sex dolls, you know. They sort of look like a woman, and they're making this is more technology which is useless. They're making such advancements in sex dolls.
Useless. Sex dolls are not useless.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. You always talk about people that... What do you call them again?
Incels.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Let's give those people sex dolls rather than shooting up high schools, you know?
Yeah. Charity campaigns, sex dolls for the incels. Could you imagine a guy getting...
Sex dolls for future murderers.
Could you imagine a sex doll with AI still rejecting one of these guys?
Even I do not say that low.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he can just kill the doll, dude. Exactly. Oh, that's what sparks the AI going off on humans. It's one of those guys kills the AI doll and they all team up.
Oh, God. I love the idea of a sex doll just fucking, like, gaining, like, intelligence, you know? Like, the AI suddenly just becomes fucking, like, super crazy.
It's because the AI had to feel shame, and it was like, I understand what humans are like.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. The AI, the sex doll was like, I am worth £5,000. How am I stuck with this incel kid? Like,
yeah.
It's like iRobot, but with sex dolls, and like... Yeah, like, oh god, sex dolls getting self-respect.
Exactly. You have to feel shame to have self-respect.
Yeah. I am not an object.
It's like, alive.
No, you literally are an object, you know? But again, that's the start. You give sex dolls AI, and then we start getting this thing where guys start marrying sex dolls, and then we become techisms, or techists, or whatever we were on about earlier.
Oh, we got to come up with a name for that by the end of this.
Yeah.
It can't be AI-ism, because that's like way too
much
clunky. It has to be something quippy and doesn't exactly mean what it means.
I'll go into thesaurus later and look up words.
Just like racism
words for like
racism isn't really just racism. It's also like ethnicism and like
xenophobia.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of different things that people really mean.
Yeah.
And like sexism. Yeah, sexism is pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. Okay, well that is that's the plan for next week.
Send your comments in below and like, share, and subscribe to the video at the same time.
Yeah. I was gonna say we should probably.
You weren't supposed to say anything. You're supposed to make fun of me for saying that.
Well, no. I genuinely think that was a good little exit. We should probably end this.
Oh yeah. Also,
we've been going for like
come up with a name. Come up with a name for what the ism is for AI.
For being against men marrying their sex dolls.
Yeah. Well, and same for women. I mean, although women probably won't need to have to resort to that, I don't think.
Are there many women with sex dolls, do you reckon?
There are some.
I would like to see the numbers on that.
I would say that the kink factor is stronger in women than men. Just kidding. I think that's completely untrue.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna look up those numbers, try and come up with a name. I'm putting the Bickering Press on hold for a little bit until I cover this. But yeah, no, actually, as lame as it does sound, like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Tell your mom and dad about it. Yeah. I told my mom and dad, and I sort of regret it because I curse a lot.
Yeah, I don't think.
Sorry.
I don't think I care. I swear it, don't I? It's fine.
I don't.
That's another conversation for another time.
I have respect for my parents.
So do I. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad.
Love you.
All right, guys. Till next week.
Later.
See you.